Okay guys, welcome to part one of a new 3-part series that we're starting this week. We've had some requests to do some lessons on boating tips for beginners, so that is what we're going to do. We are just going to start out super simple with how to tie a cleat. Number 2, we're going to talk about the one knot that you really need to know if you're going to go boating. There's lots of situations in which others would be handy, but this is the one that you need. By the way, and this probably goes without saying, but the boating lifestyle is just so incredible. It's the best. So if you're a new boater, I just want to say congratulations for whatever decisions have led you to this point, because it is a beautiful road ahead of you, my friends. Let's get started. We have Brandon here, who of course you guys know is a professional at all this. Many years of experience across many genres of boating, from sailing to power boats and everything in between. Harbor master, marina manager, he's got this. Me, I am kind of recently a beginner as well, only been boating for a couple years, so I'm kind of bringing more of the beginner perspective to help translate from his amazing wealth of knowledge and make sure that it's understandable for you guys. So between the two of us, we're gonna make sure that you know everything you need to know.
There's a million ways to tie a cleat, and I'm sure all of them work, but there's one way that you tie a cleat and you get in a big storm or you're in a hurry and you need to get the boat loose, it comes loose easy.
And that's actually a really important principle across this whole episode. What makes an effective tie or knot is really not how well it holds on, it's how well you can undo it. Because you can just do a simple overhand knot like you do on your shoelaces or something. But as you've probably experienced with your shoelaces, even though it'll keep them tied, you're gonna have a really hard time getting that undone. So that's the true secret to any good knot or tie. So let's get started with the cleat.
All right, here's your cleat. It's really simple. There's a million ways to do it. This is the best way that I've ever found. You go around it and you make a figure 8. There's a figure 8 in your cleat, okay? Then you're gonna put a hitch in there. The hitch is when you put a loop in it. There's your hitch. Yeah. Okay, so now I've got these two lines running perfectly together. I've got all this. I could hook this in to a pickup truck and yank it as hard as I want. And when I get ready to loosen this cleat, I can one-handed undo it. Now here's where everybody, they like to do this. They'll put a hitch here and a hitch here and a hitch here. It's not designed for that. It doesn't need.
That'll hold great.
It'll hold. That'll never go anywhere.
But like we
said, if this pulls really tough, your hitches hold themselves, and you can't. This hitch is pulling down on this one, and you'll fight it. You'll get tools and try to undo it. We've all been there. So a simple cleat. Around the cleat. Around. There you go. There's my figure 8. I got a little figure 8 in there. I'm gonna put this hitch just like this. Now, when you first do it,
you might go the other way.
A lot of people put a hitch in it this way,
which looks like sunglasses.
But you don't have all this looking proper. So you want your hitch, which is just spin it like that.
Now, it really doesn't help you to have like 15 million figure 8s. There's nothing wrong with it, other than that it's going to take you a lot more time to undo it. So again, everybody's got an opinion, but this is just the simplest, most effective way to do it. So tying a cleat is super simple. The biggest thing is just don't overthink it. It's really not that complicated. People try People try and make it more complicated than it is, but it's simply a figure 8 with a hitch. That's all you need.
All right, so we're gonna do the bowline knot. The first good knot to know on a boat
is gonna be your bowline.
90% of the time, this is the knot you're gonna tie.
Yep.
And there's a many ways to tie a bowline. Depends on if you're left-handed, right-handed, you wanna throw it, what do you wanna do. But the main thing to know about this knot is designed to put a lot of pressure on it. And when you get done doing it, you can untie it and have your rope back.
So you're going to use this in a lot of situations, like anytime you're towing something or being towed. Say you go and you're a beginner boater, something happens with your motor and you break down, you need to get towed back. They're going to toss you a line. A line, by the way, is a rope on a boat. That's another good tip. But they're going to toss you a line and ask you to tie it to your boat. And you're going to be like, okay, and start doing a bunch of knots. Bad idea. You will never get that undone. It's going to be rough. So
Just tie bowline.
Okay, so if you have your rope, say you're going around, you know, a pole that you're tying this to, a handrail, whatever, as you're docking, anything that's on your boat, even like say this is a little D-ring that's on the bow of your boat if you're going to be towed. And you're going to take the rope in your left hand with your right hand and flip it over like this. That makes kind of a number 6. That's how you're going to know that you've done it right. And then you take the end in your right hand, stick it through, bring it around the tail and back up through. And that's all there is to it. Then you can pull it tight. And that's how a bowline looks. You can flip it over and you'll see that quintessential design. And like Brandon was saying, it's super easy to get it undone. All you gotta do is push this up a little bit. It'll loosen this end and you can take it right out. No problem.
I always suggest when I'm teaching to hold with your left hand, put your eye in here like this and hold it with 2 fingers. That gives you all the room in the world to mess with this knot. If you put this eye in here and hold it like this, you're getting all in the way of what you're trying to do, and it's easier to teach like this, I think.
So let's do that one more time. Rope in my left hand, flipping it over. We got our 6 going. Stick the right hand rope through the 6, around the tail, and back up through. That's it. So if you guys need to, go back and rewatch that, practice it with a shoestring, P-cord, a rope, anything that you've got laying around in your house. You can just loop it around the bedpost or anything else, whatever's convenient, and just practice it a few times. There's nothing to it, but it is one of those muscle memory things that once you've done it 5 or 6 times, you'll get the hang of it, and then you can just do it in your sleep after that.
So, yes, we learned how to tie a bowline around something. But you don't always have something to tie it around, and you need to tie a bowline without it being around something. If you want to hook 2 ropes together, you tie 2 bowlines. But the first bowline has to already be tied. Then you can take the other bowline and tie it around that, and it's the same principle as tying it around the post like she did earlier. But you got to learn this part right here. Take the rope in your hand, flip it, okay? I flip the rope, I grab the rope with 2 fingers, I pull it through like this. You take this end here, you put it through there, and you just hold it, and you pull it, and you got a bowline. We'll do it one more time. You take it, you flip it, you pull it through the hole. All right, now you got this. You just take that, you put it through there, and you pull on the tail end. There's your first bowline. If you want to get fancy, there's your cleat, stand up, and throw that cleat in there. Alright?
That's just if you want to show off.
That's if you want to show off. Throw all of it. Cool little trick. You can show it to the girls while you're drinking beer this summer. This is an ironworker bowline. You take it, you throw it, and then you just lay that over a pole, and this end's already tied to the boat. So we'll go over this slowly in slow-mo. You ready? And that's how it looks. All right, we're gonna speed that up. Okay, this is how you do it like this, and then you pull this through there.
All right, so now that you know those tips and tricks about how to handle the lines on your boat, you're ready to go boating, but we don't want you to go out there and be that guy, the new boater that everybody's like, oh my God, look at this cat. So part 2 of this series is going to be kind of more social etiquette rules with boating, how not to be that guy. So you'll want to check that out right after this video. We'll see y'all then.